Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. We are officially, finally updating my Shop My Stash. And since apartment living, I've been in my apartment since January, so I'm going on almost 6 months. It's definitely been an adjustment just for how I store my makeup and get ready. And so I have my makeup currently stored in my bathroom, which is where I've been enjoying getting ready, in these two drawers. I do have some of my skincare at the back of this drawer, but for the most part I have like eye products in eyes and lips but it gets very messed up and very mixed up in my top drawer. And then in this drawer I have like my beauty blenders, which are super dirty and need to be washed, don't judge, makeup erasers, and then I have like all of the rest of my makeup here that I'm trying to focus on and use up. And then up here, I just cleared this space out, but normally I have like palettes that I'm focused on that I'm gonna fill this space with, and that's kind of how we're gonna do it. Just for context, I kind of wanted to show you guys this space as well. So this is my desk area. In that middle drawer, I have like office-y stuff, but over in this drawer, I have new makeup that I'm still testing out, and then over here, I have Project Pan items. It looks really empty right now. That's because I do have some of my Project Pan items over in my Shop My Stash products as well. But just giving you guys a little bit of context for how I store my makeup. Okay, I adjusted my lights ever so slightly. I'm hoping that you guys will be able to see as we go through all this stuff. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed because it's super messy. Let's start in the lip drawer. I am overwhelmed already. I'm gonna keep some of these products in here, obviously, and some of them I'm gonna get rid of. This Dose of Colors in the shade Bittersweet I feel like is a perfect color for this time of year, so I'm gonna keep this in. I am trying to slowly but surely make my way through this Buxom lip gloss. This is in the shade Dolly, I believe. So I'm gonna keep this in as well. I will put back this Dose of Colors liquid lipstick in the shade Lazy Daisy. Okay, I adjusted my lights again, so hopefully this is better. We're just gonna roll with this. I'm trying to adjust my lighting, but also struggling. My Vive lip liner in the shade Velvet Stands is going in a project. I'm going to keep that in. I will probably... I've been trying to unofficially Project Pan this Becca lip gloss in the shade, what is this, Malibu Soleil as well. And I feel like I'm getting close with this, so I'll keep this in. I'll put away this Lawless liquid lipstick in the shade Leo. I'll put away my Dose of Colors. I'll put away Dose of Colors, Can You Not? What else do we have? I have my Charlotte Tilbury Very Victoria. I have reached for this quite a bit, so I should put this back and grab a different lipstick. This Fenty Beauty lipstick, whoops, in the shade, is it like Sweet Tango or something? Tang. It's like this beautiful red, like sheer, like reddish orange shade. Perfect again for this time of year, so I'm gonna keep this in. I also really like this Rare Beauty liquid lipstick for this time of year, so I'll keep that in. This e.l.f. Love Triangle lip liner in the shade Mauve. I've reached for a couple of times. I feel like I can put this away for right now. I feel like I can also put away this ColourPop Lippy pencil in the shade Cool BFF. I reached for it a couple times. I also have some other lip liners that I'm working on in projects. I kind of wanted to keep this Dose of Colors lip gloss out to try and pan it, but I do feel, well, I don't have a nude gloss. Maybe I'll keep this out to try and pan. I'll maybe put away my Lawless Forget the Filler, even though I don't really want to. I'm gonna keep my Lawless Forget the Filler pulled. And then I'm also gonna put back my Ofra lip gloss in the shade BRB. All right, so that is what the lip product section is looking like after keeping a lot, but there's still room to add stuff here. The eye side, I'm gonna keep my two mascaras that I have in here. I have the e.l.f. Big Mood that I'm working on, as well as the Panda Eyes by Essence. These will stay. I also have my one and only eyeshadow primer right now. It's the Smashbox 24-hour Photo Finish eyeshadow primer. I'm unofficially trying to pan the Milk Hydra Grip eye primer, but I use this as a concealer primer just to try and get use out of it, so I'll keep this in as well. A lot of this stuff will probably stay in. I'm gonna put away the Huda Beauty Balm Full and Fluffy Brows because I've really been loving the combination of the NYX Brow Glue with this Undone Beauty like Duo. It has a tinted fibrous brow gel as well as like an eyeshadow or eyebrow pen, and I've been enjoying this, so I'll keep these two products in. Here's another lip product. It's a little Ilia like lip glossy balm in the shade Only You. I will just keep that in since it's so small. I would like to use that up. I'm going to keep my NYX glitter glue in. I like to have an eyeshadow primer as well as a glitter glue. This Urban Decay eyeliner I'm working on in a project. I have my NYX brow pencil, micro brow pencil. It's my only brow pencil aside from the brow pen. Keeping this in. I will put away my Nabla Cupid's Arrow eyeliner for right now because I have the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On pencil. I have my tweezers in here, which I'll put off to this side. I also have this Ilia mascara that I'm working on. I was just trying to see if I wanted to keep this creme gel liner from ColourPop, which I do, but I think I can put this away for a little bit. I have these two Stila glitter / glimmering glows. I have the shade Wanderlust as well as Kitten Kaleidoscope. I will just keep both of these in because I want to get use out of them, and I'm liking that style of product right now. I am going to put back my Victoria Beckham Beauty cream shadow in the shade Tea Rose just because it's been pulled for a while. I've used it a couple of times, but it's just not a product I'm currently reaching for, and I would like to try and get use out of. I feel like I'll get more use out of these Stilas than this, so I'm ready to put this back for a bit. I will keep my Urban Decay Space Cowboy single shadow pulled, and then I also have this RMS concealer, which I'm unofficially trying to pan, and should honestly just throw this in a project to give myself more motivation, but I will keep this pulled as well. So that is what the eye product section is looking like after putting quite a bit away. I can't really think of anything else I'd really pull for this. Maybe a single shadow, maybe not, but I feel pretty good about this for now. Okay, moving down to this section. It's kind of hard to see everything from a bird's eye view, but I have my Too Faced Peach Perfect foundation, which I'm going to keep. This is going in a project. I am going to put back the Givenchy Prism Libre Skin Caring Glow foundation. I am working on my Oma Beauty foundation in a project. I have this ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation, which I'm so close to using up, and I've been mixing this with my Tarte C Hydroflex foundation. I really like that combination, and this is going in a project, so I will keep both of these. Even though I feel like I'm getting closer and closer to finishing this Rare Beauty foundation, it is way too light for me, and I'm currently using the Oma Beauty foundation as a mixer for like a lighter foundation. So I will put this back to create a little bit of space. I have my Drunk Elephant Debronzy drops, which I just will keep in here for the rest of the summer. I have these three, what am I thinking, setting sprays pulled. I think I'll keep the Glow Mist because this is perfect for summertime. I'll put back the ABH Dewy Set Setting Mist just because I don't need two glowy priming mists or mists at the same time. I will keep in my Benefit Professional Super Setter just for like a super setter setting spray. This LYS primer is going in a project, so I will keep this in. I will put back my First Aid Beauty Coconut Skin Smoothing Priming Moisturizer. I've been using this the last like 2 months and gotten quite a bit of use out of it. And although this is like the perfect primer for this time of year, I think I'll pull this back out in August, maybe give a different hydrating primer a look for right now, but put this away for just a little bit. And then I have my Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer, which is also going in a project. In this little cup right here, I have my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter going in a project. I have my Hourglass Concealer, which is going in a project. I have my LYS Concealer, which is not going in a project. I've used this so much, and I want to keep this pulled, but I really should swap this out for something else. So I'm going to put that back. And then I also have my e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I pulled this a little bit ago to try and get use out of it, and I really haven't used it, so I think I will keep this in for a little bit. All right, moving on to like this little cubby. This used to have more reason, and it's really gotten messy, but I have my Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Foundation, working on that in a project, so that will stay. I have been getting good use out of this Merit highlighting stick in the shade Kava. So I am ready to put this back, even though it is really beautiful for this time of year. I should put it back because I've gotten a ton of use out of that. I'm gonna keep this Rare Beauty liquid blush pulled though. I pulled this and I've only used it a couple of times. It's in the shade Joy. I am going to keep, oh yes. I pulled Kosas Velvet Melon after I worked on Tropic Equinox in a project just because I forgot how much I love this. I've reached for this a couple of times, but I would like to keep using this, especially because I love this so much. I'm gonna keep reaching for this. I will also keep my Tower 28 Bronzino cream bronzer pulled just because this is like the only time of year that I like this product. I am ready to put back my Tower 28 Magic Hour blush though. I use this a couple of times. Not my favorite cream blush formula, but I'll still get use out of it. I'm just ready to put it away for a bit. I will keep my Bite Beauty liquid blush, liquid blush in the shade Daycation pulled. This is the Daycation whipped blush in the shade Melon Mojito. I'm gonna keep that pulled. I've used it a few times, but would like to keep using that. I do have my Daniel Sandler watercolor blush in the shade Nectar, which is going in a project. I also have my Charlotte Tilbury contour wand, which I have gotten quite a bit of use on this year, so I really should put this away for a bit. And then I have my Bare Minerals bronzer in the shade Kiss of Copper. I've only reached for this a couple of times this year, and this was a favorite last year, so I do kind of want to keep this pulled for a little bit. Back in this corner with my beauty blenders, I've been using these a lot, and I put them back here just to like shout them out to you guys, but also knew I wanted to put these back. So I have my Persona blush in the shade Georgia, which is really beautiful for this time of year, but I have so many blushes. I would like to rotate through some more, especially because I've gotten quite a bit of use on this. Here is the Jaclyn Hill cream bronzer in the shade Toasty. I've actually gotten a ton of use out of this past like month or two, so I'm ready to put this back. And then actually I feel like I should keep my NARS Laguna Sunkissed bronzing cream bronzer pulled because I feel like this is a really great time of year to reach for this, so I will actually keep this in. Moving on to this last section. Here's, I believe, the last cream product. This is the Melt Blush in the shade Golden Hour. I've used this quite a bit, and this is really similar to the Kosas Velvet Melon, the blush side on that. So I'll put this away and try and reach for the Kosas one a bit, and then I might reach for this one again in August. Let's see. I have this Patrick Todd duo in Do We Know Her. I think I've only reached for this 2 times since pulling this in, so I actually will keep this in as well. My Charlotte Tilbury bronzer is going in a project. I am gonna keep in the Cover FX duo in the shade Sunkissed Bronze. This is like the only time of year I like reaching for this bronzer. My Pixie by Petra highlighter is going in a project. My Kosas powder is going in a project. My Hourglass Ambient Light powder in the shade Luminous Light. I am like unofficially trying to finish this year. I don't feel like I'm making the best progress, but I'm gonna keep this pulled. What am I gonna put back? Anything? I should put this Nabla blush back and pull out a different Nabla blush. This is in the shade Truth. I did reach for this a couple of times. This is like a favorite of mine, but I'm gonna put this back because I have other Nabla blushes to pull. I will put back Melt Raw Honey. I've been working on this quite a bit this year, so I will put that back. I'm gonna keep in my Natasha Denona Glow highlighter in the shade 1. I just have not reached for this all that much, and I would like to get more use out of it. ABHM Reezy I didn't reach for as much as I wanted to either, so I'm gonna keep this pulled. My Ilia bronzer is going in a project. I will put back Milani Sunkissed, the Silky Matte bronzer in the shade Sunkissed. I use this a couple of times, and I just have other bronzers I want to reach for more right now. The M Cosmetics Clarity Highlighter. This is a really beautiful highlighter, but I reached for this at least 4 or 5 times, and I do have more highlights in my collection I need to cycle through. So I'm ready to put this back. And then I'm gonna keep this little mini Illamasqua liquid highlight in here just because I would like to finish this off this year. And then I just have this loose powder from AOA. It is the Perfect Setting Powder. I'm gonna keep this in as my only loose powder that I'm working on right now. Over to this side, I do have face palettes. I do have the Becca Après-Ski Glow face palette, which I actually think I may leave in. I feel like I could get quite a bit of use out of this right now. So I'm gonna keep this going. The NARS Overlust palette. I have a pan in this, which is super exciting. This is an amazing palette. I love this palette. I've gotten a ton of use out of it, and I would like to keep using it, but I should rotate this out for something different. And then the Laura Geller highlighting palette is going in a project, so this will stay in. And so this is what this drawer is looking like after pulling a bunch of products out. So still some room to add stuff in here. So now let's go and shop my stash. Okay, we're in my closet, which, bear with me, I'm slowly but surely trying to clean my apartment and organize my makeup. I'm hoping by updating my makeup inventory, I'll slowly get through everything. I'm gonna get on the ground and start going through each drawer with you guys though. So in this drawer right here, we have my mascaras, my concealers, as well as my primers. I feel like my Tarte Glotion, I should really just pull and use like as a glowy lotion, just because I don't love this as like a skin or as a face primer. So I think I'm just going to pull this and put it in my bathroom and try and remember to use this as a glowy body lotion just to finish this off and get another like makeup inventory item out of my collection. I'm going to pull that with that intention. I'm not going to pull any gripping primers because, wow, my primer collection is actually like really dwindling. This is crazy. But I think I'm going to pull my RMS Revolve Radiance Locking Primer. I have a gripping primer currently going in a project, as well as 2 pore filling primers, but I did just put that First Aid Beauty Coconut Skin Smoothing Priming Moisturizer. I just pulled that out, so I want to replace that with this RMS Beauty Primer. Then we'll call it good for that. And then I would like to pull one concealer that's a little bit darker to replace my, the LYS one. I think I'm going to pull the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Ultra Longwear Concealer. I feel like this is way too yellow based for me. The shade that I got was 2N, and I just feel like it's really yellow. But I feel like this could mix well with my Hourglass Concealer to try and finish that off. And then I don't need any new mascaras. So we're done with this drawer. Into my second drawer, we have all of my foundations, as well as like my Skin Tints Tinted Moisturizers. I think I should pull my Huda Beauty Glowish Multi-Dew Skin Tint from Huda Beauty, because it's been a little bit since I've reached for this. And then I also think I'm gonna pull, I do want to pull like lighter coverage for right now. I think I'm gonna pull the YSL new Bare Look Tint, whatever this is. I'm like losing my train of thought. It's getting to be late at night, you guys, and I feel like my brain is just fried. But I'm gonna pull this as well. Do I want to pull anything else? I could maybe pull this L'Oreal True Match, which I got to like deepen up foundations, and see how this mixes potentially with the Oma Beauty, because otherwise I just feel like I'm not, like I might have to just declutter this. This is so beautiful. Like truly, I love this formula, but I kind of just want to get it in my actual shade rather than this, which I got mostly just to mix. But I'm going to pull this and see if it mixes with my Oma Beauty foundation and see if I can make that work, and we'll go from there. We're going to call it good for this drawer. Moving on to my bronzer drawer. I do have quite a few bronzers that I'm working on throughout various projects, so I don't necessarily know I really even need to pull anything more. Although I will say I have been wanting to reach for my Vive Bronzing Duo, so I think I'm going to grab this. And for powder, I'm pretty good for powder, but I have been itching to reach for my CoverGirl Clean Fresh powder as well, so I'm going to grab this and we'll call it good for this drawer. Oh boy, moving on to my overwhelming blush drawer. What are we even going to do with this? I'm going to pull this Milani blush in the shade Coral Crush, because it's the perfect time of year to reach for this. I'm also gonna grab this. It is the ColourPop blush stick in, I don't even know what shade. It's wearing off, but I really haven't reached for this much at all since owning this, and I do want to do like a, not cutthroat, because I'm not able to be cutthroat, because I'm incapable, but I do want to do some decluttering soon, and I need to decide if I want to keep this. So then in that same vein, I'm going to pull this. This is from Mco Beauty. It's a blush cheek stick, and I'm just going to use this and decide if I want to keep this. Okay, that is way too many like cream blushes already. What do I want to pull? I think I'll pull this from Buxom. This is the Wanderlust blush in the shade Mykonos. A beautiful coral blush, a good replacement for the Persona blush that I decided to put back. And then I think I'll also pull... Ooh, I do love this MAC Fairly Precious Extra Dimension blush. I'll pull this. I did want to pull one of the Nabla blushes. I'll pull... Yes, this is the shade I want. This is in the shade Lola, a really beautiful, almost like juicy watermelon shade for this time of year. Do I want to pull one more? Okay, I'm going to pull Becca Songbird because I need to decide if I want to keep this or not as well. And then I think we'll call it good. I also decided I wanted to pull this palette from Laura Mercier. This is her blush palette from, I think it was either this holiday or last. It's the Standing Ovation Cheek palette. And I have barely used this in the last 6 months, so I want to pull it and reach for it. Next up, we are on to my highlight drawer. I'm going to pull this. This is Steph Tom's Milk and Cookies. I feel like I barely reached for this since owning it, but I think it's so beautiful. I want to grab this. I also want to grab the Westman Atelier Lit Stick, Light Up Stick, Lit Up, Light Up, Highlighting Stick. My brain's fried, like I said. Also, the Jaclyn Cosmetics. So this is in the shade Star Power. I think it's going to be too dark for me, but could work as a good body highlight. And I want to decide if I want to keep this or not. And then, is that going to be it? I'm going to pull Persona Zuma. I do love this highlight. It's just more intense than I typically prefer. But I do like this for this time of year. And then I'm actually also going to grab these two from ColourPop. I have Flexitarian as well as Lunch Money. And like I said, I do plan to do a declutter soon. And I want to decide if I want to keep either of these. If I keep anything, I think it'll be Lunch Money just because it's not as intense. But I'm going to try and reach for both of these and make a decision there. Okay, moving on to my lip drawer. I am going to grab, this is my lip gloss drawer. I'm going to grab these two. I'm going to grab my Fenty Cheek Heat in Hot Cherry, as well as this NARS lip oil in the shade Orgasm X. These are perfect lip products for this time of year. And then I am going to call it good. Even though I would love to pull, it is a good time to pull this too. This is Kosas Jaws, one of my favorite red lip oils ever made. I want to pull like all my glosses because I love my gloss collection so much, but we're going to call it good for gloss. In here, I believe I just have some more lip glosses. I really should pull this from Tarte and try and finish this, honestly. Okay, yeah, I am going to pull this Tarte H2O gloss. This is in the shade Zipline. I need to just finish this off. In here, I have some liquid lipsticks, and I really don't feel like I should grab for much. I'm going to grab this one from YSL. It's a really pretty color, again, for this time of year. This is in the shade 22. And then I think I'm going to call it good. Next up, we have my single shadows, cream shadows, etc. And I don't feel super inclined to really reach for anything from here. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna grab, maybe I could grab this. This is an Inglot liner. It's a really beautiful like champagne eyeliner. And I like to use it on my waterline. It lasts a really long time. Maybe I'll grab this, but that is probably going to do it for this drawer. And then this bottom drawer, I have some setting sprays back there, some lashes, which I never use, lip liners and brows. Don't think I'm going to grab anything from here. Up here on this disaster, I have my lipsticks. For lipsticks, I think I'm going to grab this super nude shade. This is the shade Beach Babe from the Tarte Color Splash collection. I love the Tarte Color Splash line. I'll grab that, and then also maybe MAC Sediment, also a really beautiful, like very nude shade. But I do really like this for this time of year. And then actually maybe I'm going to grab MAC Strip Down and Kylie Whirl. Some lip liners to go. So there they are swatched right there. Kylie's on top, MAC is on the bottom. Just some like deeper lip liners to go under the nude lipsticks that I pulled. And then in this basket, so there's some makeup that needs to get put away up here, but there's also my face palettes. I do want to pull the Jaclyn Cosmetics Rouge Romance face palette. I just haven't played around with this enough since getting it, and I feel like this is the summertime's the perfect time of year to reach for some of those brighter colors. And because I put one of my NARS face palettes away, I'm also going to swap it out for this NARS face palette. This is the Orgasm on the Beach face palette. Again, I love this. I even like that red shade just because it makes my skin look like sunburn, which sometimes I really enjoy. So I'm going to pull this face palette as well. I feel like I should pull this face palette from ABH. It's the Sun Dipped Glow Kit because I feel like I should make a decision on whether or not I want to keep this. So I'm going to do that. All right, so here are my drawers newly filled with all of the new products. We have some very full drawers. I'm very excited to come back in the next 3 to 4 weeks and redo and just get back on track with my Shop My Stash collection. Now, my palette collection is kind of a hot mess. I have so much cleaning up to do and like organizing to do with my palettes. But I did pull out the palettes that I'm interested in trying to get some extra use on or focus on right now. So I have the ColourPop Getting Fresh palette. And then I also have the Sigma Beauty Corderosa palette, just such a beautiful palette for the summer. I have the Clarity Cosmetics So Mermazing palette. I have the Urban Decay Naked Wild West for a fun neutral palette. I also pulled in the BH Cosmetics Weekend Festival palette. I love this palette for this time of year. I have the Cleona Cosmetics Dragon Fruit palette. I need to figure out how I'm gonna put these in. Let's do that. Let's do that. I have the Escape Pod from Kaleidos. Please fit. Oh, dang it. I have the Huda Beauty Neon Obsessions palette. I thought that'd be a good fun pop of color for July. Also the Coral Obsessions palette, and then the ColourPop Cabana Club, as well as the ColourPop Lush Life palette. So just some palette focuses, and to people who are super OCD about things laying flatly, this is probably driving you nuts, but those are the palettes I'm going to be focused on. Here are my makeup drawers. I'm super excited about this Shop My Stash. I hope that you guys are too. Thank you so much for sticking around to watch and for supporting my channel as you guys always do. I love you so much, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye.